Of course, my gorgeous Aquamarini, right now, we are about to enter the second stage, the second part of this year, 2020. And of course, I am talking about June. So now things are most certainly about to become rather intense for you, but in the best possible way. When I say that things are about to become rather intense for you, I am referring to, in particular, the 13th of June, 2020. My gorgeous Aquamarini, the 13th of June 2020, it's going to bring you such an important moment. Oh my God, this moment is just going to come from somewhere else. This moment is going to be ridiculously powerful because when I say it's coming from somewhere else, it is a very strong connection with the actual spirituality that you are going to have on this particular day, which is on another hand going to increase your vibration. And what your increased vibration is going to do, it's going to re-energize you. It's going to make you feel rather optimistic. It's going to give you a burst of like a really beautiful positive energy, but on another hand it's also going to make you very, very wise indeed. And it's most certainly about to open your eyes. It's about to open your eyes, which was creating you like a rather quite annoying problem over the last 5 to 6 months indeed, because it's all about the time, it's all about the waiting, and it's all about, like, you see, looking at a picture from like a slightly like a different angle. And this angle sorry, it's all about the actual fact that it's all about time. It's all about timing, and it's all about waiting for that particular moment in time when you can actually see things for what they are, make an important decision. But also that important decision that you are going to make, it's most certainly going to be around the start of something, around a new beginning, around a new stage. But also at the same time, it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to confirm to you something on an emotional level as well, a confusion that you had on an emotional level that just came up not that long ago. Maybe perhaps you had a certain concern around certain people in your life, so something is most certainly going to be confirmed to you at the same time. But this will be a rather powerful moment because you will know what to do, because it's to do with your practicality, it's to do with your knowledge in general. I mean, you are ridiculously powerful when it comes to your own psychic feelings, when it comes to your own third psychic eye, and when it comes to you being an empath. I said this many times, and this is also, of course, like working to your advantage. Sometimes there are things in life that happen to us, and maybe we can feel vulnerable, in particular when we are able to feel things and sense things. It really depends in what types of situation we are, what is going on in our lives, and how far advanced we are with our own selves in order to understand these little messages that are going on in our lives, these little messages that are kind of like letting us know basically that something is not right about something, or this, or it's all about this, like a feeling about something before it actually happens. And in your particular case, this is very important now, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, because you're born empath. You're born with this part of you which is very powerful indeed, and it's a very beautiful thing to have. But the reason why I mentioned this and why I said this, it's because it's just about the feeling that you had about a certain person. It's the feeling that you had about a certain situation. It's going to be confirmed to you. But this is very important because it's going to be connected almost immediately on you receiving a certain message at around the same time. On the 13th of June and the 14th of June is going to be as important. And this message that you're going to receive is just going to provide you the solution to the problem, like the second stage, And the second stage is basically about just going, basically with the new perspective, but also, it's about the focus that you're going to have when it comes to the actual future planning. And when it comes to the stage of your life and the part of your life that was kind of uncertain, uncertain, but this is pretty much so to do with your own development. It's pretty much so to do with your life. It's to do with your finances. It's to do with your security. It's a very, very good month that this is actually going to be, and things are going to be connected most certainly beautifully. So the 13th and the 14th of June are equally going to be quite important when it comes to this wise feeling that you are going to have. There are going to be lots of ideas that you are going to have. There are going to be lots of things, that you can watch over these 2 days, like what do you feel connected to. It's just so important. It's ridiculously important how significant this time it's going to be when it comes to your own wiseness, and this is just also going to be pretty much so connected to the actual sound judgment that you are going to have. It's all about your own particular serene knowledge, but at the same time it's to do with the common sense as well. Spiritually, you're going to be penetrated like so beautifully, and that is going to really create an important moment where you will see that you were holding a particular part of yourself down. You were holding yourself down, and this is very important because as soon as you realize this is such a complex situation, because almost immediately karmically you will do something absolutely ridiculously important, and that in itself it's going to have a second stage on the 28th of June as well. The 28th of June is going to be quite important when it comes to the visibility of this actual outcome that you're actually going to have and start on the 13th and the 14th of June. So the 13th and the 14th of June are also going to be connected to the actual 28th of June as well. It is all about the actual hidden emotion, and it's a lot to do with your practicality, releasing yourself from these very negative feelings and emotions that are keeping you kind of drained. Sometimes, there are lots of things that are happening in our lives, and we don't realize how much are actually things holding us down. In particular, when we are worrying about something, I'm not saying that you're worrying, but I'm saying that you were left kind of with few different issues and problems around you that were draining your energy to the point where this is actually affecting you without you even realizing. And what is this very important moment going to do? It's all about this realization that it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to bring this wonderful balance, and it's most certainly going to also make you quite analytical as well. So it's not only that you're going to have your eyes wide open, not only that you're going to need to watch for little like a signs, little bits and pieces around you that are happening. You're going to find yourself like being attracted to things that you haven't been attracted to before. It's not only like the 13th and 14th of June. From the 13th and the 14th of June onwards, there are going to be lots of opportunities where you're going to find yourself like being surprised how you feel connected, of how is something like a kind of changing really quickly. And also you're going to make a quite significant decision that is going to surprise you as well, how quickly you made this decision. But it was like lots of worrying about this because of the uncertainty when it comes to immediate future. So it's this bravery as well that is going to come out of you at the same time. But the bottom line is that this is going to be such an important moment in time when it comes to your quality of life, because this life is very important for us to realize what karmically came to an end. Not only that we are entering the second part of this year, which is rather important, a very, very significant moment in time, because it's all about the unfoldment of the events that have been happening within the first 6 months indeed. So now towards the end of the year, we are going to have a beautiful general unfoldment, but it's going to be direct reflection of what was happening within the first 6 months, but what was confusing you, what was bringing you down, what was making you negative, what was making you uncertain, what was like making you feel like, oh my God, I'm not too sure what to do, what was confusing you, and also which processes were very slow, which processes in your life were affected, which processes in your life kind of basically were put on hold, because of the different reasons. This is very important, because now from June onwards, my gorgeous aquamarines, this is going to be an important moment in time of an unfoldment. And this is what am I trying to say? It's very important for you to understand that even if you don't feel right, even if you don't feel like, that you should do something, even if you don't feel like optimistic or anything like that, that absolutely doesn't matter. All you need need to do is just knock on the spiritual door, my gorgeous Aquamarini, and that's exactly what you do. You go through this spiritual door and you just find yourself on the other side of life, on the other side of a completely different dimension. It's very important just to that little breakthrough, that if you feel like a negative, if you don't necessarily feel, oh God, you don't feel right, maybe you feel tired, you just most certainly you have to go for it, because you're going to be protected in many different ways. Also, you know, the 13th of June and the 14th of June is just going to bring such a significant time, because also karmically, listen, oh my God, it's so complex. I can't even, oh my God, it's so complex, because karmically, this is so important that somebody is going to kind of like a little bit kind of try to wind you up. And I'm sorry to say this, but it is just basically the continuation of the problem, of the negativity, of the certain stages started with somebody else, around somebody else, and it created sadly like a bit of a karmic situation, and it's connected to some kind of unfinished business. So now it's very important to say that you will be challenged a little bit around this area, but you need to stand your ground, you know, on one hand, but on another hand, it's very important. I know it's so easy for me to say forgive and forget, but this is about you. This is about your personal unfoldment. This is about your spirituality, and it's about your spiritual journey. Well, basically, let me just put this in a certain equation. Like basically, you will be tested in such a way when you're going to feel a little bit angry with somebody at around these days, 13th and 14th of June. But this is very important for you to get it right. So you're going to be tested, and your test is going to be like they're going to try to like wind you up, and this is the general feeling that you're going to have. So what you're going to need to do is just rise above the situation. Is so important. I know how annoying this sometimes sounds, but rise above the situation, but trying to ignore the situation and try to rise above it, and you will see that once you do this, you will be having this magical possibility to actually see the situation from not only from a completely different angle, but it's also going to rise a certain bravery within you, and that bravery is on another hand going to open the door at the same time towards the big, beautiful, massive, significant, vavavoom-ish change at the same time. It's so important to say that if somebody like comes forward and somebody kind of does something to you, and it's just kind of like really kind of makes you a little bit angry and makes you a little bit negative within these days, you just need to remember, just rise above the situation, but also forgive and forget. This is so important. As I said, it's not about that other person, but it's about yourself. It's about your spiritual journey, and it's about what you're going to allow yourself to do within the next 6 months. You would not believe how important this is, actually, just to forgive and to forget. And also basically, and it's because you are going to karmically make an important start here, but on another hand, it's all about you actually ultimately releasing your spirit acquired on a quiet advanced level in itself, and that is just going to bring such an important harmony, which is all going to be about the beginnings, the promise, you know, and the invocation, which is going to start. Also, you know, this is all about your development, and a promotion is going to be quite important within these few days as well. If you're looking for jobs, Aquamarini, then, you know, from the 13th and 14th onwards, you know, it's going to be fantastic. This time from the 13th and 14th of June onwards until the end of the month, you know, you can keep on looking for jobs, my babies, because this is going to be the great time, and it's going to be very promising. You're going to have a sacred power around you. You're not going to need to do too much, you know, and it's true, it's genuinely true, because you're very beautiful, you have got a very strong energy, you have got a very powerful energy. Wherever you go, it's almost impossible not to notice you, my gorgeous Aquamarini. And I'm saying this because it's truth, because you have got such a powerful energy, and it's very catching in many different ways, and people like this. People like your energy, people like being around you, people like your vibration, you know. It's beautiful in many different ways. It's powerful in many different ways. So it's the basically now, if you are looking for a job, if you're looking for work, you know, from the 13th and 14th onwards, you just go for it, go for it, and go for it. And you're going to surprise yourself along the way, where you're going to find out and learn about yourself, because this is all about your learning as well at the same time. But it's most certainly to do with your personal progress. It is all to do with the actual outcome of the past efforts and the rebirth that you are going to have literally at the end of the month. It's going to make you feel really wonderful, but it's also quite a beautiful, mind-blowing option that you're also going to have at the end of the month, which is going to be connected to this particular situation. I mean, how important this time is going to be, my gorgeous aquamarine. It's like, oh my lord. Okay. My name is Sasha Bonasin, I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous aquamarini, and it's for June 2020, so it's for you, my gorgeous aquamarini, and it's for June 2020, and of course, what is your number this month? What is your number this month, my gorgeous aquamarini? Do you know what your number is? Number 778. Number 778, it's a super powerful number. It's a very important number. You've got 77, which means that you're going to have a necessary protection from the angels, from the spirit guides, when you come across the person that you're going to need to deal with, a stubborn person you're going to need to deal with. But it's going to be important for you to do this when it comes to your own personal progress at the same time. So this 77, double whammy, it's going to protect you like there is no tomorrow. 77, it's also going to bring you an important realization. 77, it's also going to make itself known. Not only 77, but any variation of these numbers that you see throughout this month. 77, 778, 8877. You know, as soon as you do see this, my gorgeous aquamarini, you will know that an important opportunity is going to arise at the same time. But before that happens, there is going to be a bit of a testy, but the testy is going to come in a way where you're going to feel a challenging situation, and you're going to feel like you don't have the adequate experience to do something, to go forward. And you just remember, just go for it, because these numbers are super powerful. And it also means that you're reaching an important stage, you know. It's the reflection of the negativity, it's the reflection of the low time, it's the reflection of the confusion, which is just beautifully going to start unpacking itself from June until the end of the year. It's quite wonderful, and you are most certainly going to be beautifully, divinely guided and protected at the same time. Okay, it also means that, you know, this is about your growth. This is the time when you're going to make an important decision when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to people in your life, when it comes to your family. You are just going to take everything on the whole new stage. You're going to change quite a lot, okay? And a lot is going to start changing. But it's not just out of the blue, like la la la. It's just something that was like a kind of in a little spiritual knots, you know, for the last 3 months that was confusing you, and it was pricking, you know, it was little bit pricking. And now this little pricks, not a pricks, but you know, now this little pricking, it's going to continue. But at this moment in time, you're just going to be on a completely different level, when you're going to be able to look at the situation from a different angle, act in a completely different way, because it's all about the power that you are going to have. But at the same time, it's the return of the creativity and the promise as well. Now, this number 778 also means about an important hard work that you're about to put in. But this hard work that you will put in this month will pay off like, oh my lord. In fact, what you are doing this month, the actual end of October, at around the end of October 2020, it's going to be very strong connection with this month in general, the end of October. And the end of October, it's not only going to reveal success, but it's going to reveal something else quite important. And you will see, my baby, is exactly what I mean once you get there. But just remember, Aquamarinis, one step at a timey. Indeed. So this is about also the growth of the hard work and the progress. It's important of the progress that you have put in within the last 7 months as well. The progress, something that was maybe affected with things, that kind of slow the process down. So now this is going to be a gorgeous, lovely progress. And also it's important because it's all about security, power, finances. It is going to need a little bit of reorganization, but this is very important. But this reorganization, it's more about your emotions, about personal life and things like that. It's just the things that you have been planning around and thinking about quite a few times this year. But it's just that you're going to have the ability to actually just go for it this time around. And also, it's just all about the actual, it's about the results of efforts, that are nearly due. And this is going to be so important at the same time, because it's just all about the actual, an important dealing, an important dealing. Now, this means couple of things, my gorgeous Aquamarine. Is for once, you will most certainly have an important dealing for sure, like, ooh la la, very delightful indeed. But on another hand, you are also... you're going to have an important dealing, and you're going to do really, really well. There's no doubt about it. But also that means, on another hand, what I said, the dealings, any negotiations that you want to have, my gorgeous Aquamarines, June is going to be fantastic. Like if you do it right now, like when I'm talking about this, at the end of May, it would not be as good as it's going to be in June. And this is because we are entering completely different dimension, which is just going to provide us with different opportunities, with different possibilities, because now we are entering a different stage of our lives, of our journey, which is just going to reflect on us in a different way. And when it comes to you, it's going to be quite brilliant. So any negotiations that you want to have, it will be fantastic throughout this month indeed. But in particular, I would say perfectly from the 13th and 14th onwards, until the end of the month, from the 13th of June and 14th and onwards until the end of the month. This time it's going to be great if it comes to some kind of negotiation, dealings and things like that. Very, very important indeed. What this also means, you see the sign, beautiful sign from the spirit. Look at this. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful and gorgeous and absolutely remarkable sign from the spirit world that you are going to have. It could be your angel, it could be your spirit guide, or it could be somebody that used to be in your life and that person passed away. I see letter J very strongly, to connect it to this letter J. It's very strongly, I'm seeing this, but it's very important to say that you are basically going to have a sign from the spirit world, and this sign is going to be, maybe it's going to be like a little feather, which is very often the way they get in touch with us, the spirit world, the angels, but it could be many other signs. Maybe you will see like a gorgeous flower, and then suddenly you will have this beautiful feeling. Maybe you will smell some kind of food, that someone used to cook in your life. Maybe you will smell some kind of tobacco, someone who used to smoke a lot of tobacco. It all depends, and the spirits do indeed contact us throughout, through many different ways and dimensions, so it all depends. But they will know, as soon as you have a message from the spirit, maybe something will fall off, then you will know that the spirit world is trying to let you know, because they will be on your side like they always are. They will work with you, and they will want to let you know that an important message is also going to arrive. So when you see this, you will know that there is some kind of important message very soon going to arise for you, and this is going to be important to you as well. On another hand, this is all about this month. It's a quite active month when it comes to your progress. It's when it comes to swift activity, movement, speed movement. It's absolutely fantastic, but also you're gonna very quickly make an important decision, and this is to do with your advancement, but it's also going to be around an important message that you're going to receive and get, and that message is all going to be about some kind of like a fast and quick, something quick and fast is going to be very much so connected to this. But also on another hand, you're going to learn something absolutely remarkable about yourself. Not that you're going to learn, learn, but you will know you will be well aware of what you should pay attention to in order to advance that particular part of yourself, because there is a certain part of yourself that is going to be quite significant here, that is going to require a little bit more of your own energy, and you will know exactly what to do, because it's all about the reflection, and it's all about a certain goal that is going to be attached to it at the same time. But most certainly it's to do with the things in your life that are going to come to the surface when it comes to those things that you are in self-denial about. This is all going to be connected to this. On another hand, you're going to have like a real bit of a psychic moment again, because you will have like a little bit of you're going to find yourself in an unknown situation, and that unknown situation, it's also going to surprise you, because when I say unknown situation, it's just something unplanned. Literally, it's going to happen, and that unplanned, what it's actually going to happen, it's going to make you realize, and it's going to awake you towards like a little danger. But then again, don't get like scared, like, oh my god, Sasha is all dark. No, this little danger, you're going to be alerted before it happens. So this is going to be a psychic moment that you're going to have, and this is going to be important, because you will know what to do, you will know how to act, you will know which path you will choose, and most certainly this is to do with your home, this is to do with your happiness, this is to do with your joy, this is to do with your pleasure, peace, love, containment, honor that you are going to feel, and a certain support that it's going to mean the world of everything to you. But it all boils down towards a big change, my gorgeous Aquamarini, indeed. On another hand, it's all about the success this month, gain and overcoming a very big obstacle, and also a challenge as well. It's important because you're going to surprise yourself in the best possible way. It's all about your own advantage, victory, and as I said before, successful negotiation. It's keep on repeating, and this is a very sacred time indeed, because you do have a sacred numbers when it comes to numerology. Keep on repeating, because this is all about the fact that by the end of the month you will have an important invitation or opportunity that it's going to come through. But it's all going to be about the fact that it's the first beginning of this. It's about the way you're going to approach this. But this is to do with an advancement, and it's going to be very attractive to you in many different ways. But it's going to be connected to the certain request, a challenge, and proposal and proposition. But this is absolutely wonderful, and I know how much this is actually going to mean to you, because it's going to re-energize you like so beautifully. On another hand, what I'm going to need you to take when it comes to your health, my gorgeous Aquamarini. It's important to say, I did say that you're going to have lots of energy this month indeed, but there are a couple of things that I would need you to take organic chlorella. Okay, so organic chlorella, it's very important if you can actually get this, because it's going to be super significant when it comes to your own detox, when it comes to your own rejuvenation, and it's also going to enhance your power when it comes to your own energy. This is going to increase your energy levels. I said that you are going to feel like re-energized, but I would really like you to get the actual organic chlorella, because it's going to help you so much to actually rejuvenate yourself. But it's also going to be super beneficial for your pineal gland. Yes, I said pineal gland. The actual organic chlorella and also organic spirulina are both quite good equally when it comes to like feeding your pineal gland. Pineal gland, it's a very important part of our body, which helps us to connect to our subconscious mind and to understand things from a completely different level. So this is something I would like you to take, organic chlorella, organic spirulina, but I really feel like organic chlorella is something that you should actually take. On another hand, what else I would need you to take, it's actually try to take eat food which is naturally rich in B vitamins. This is going to be very good for a little bit of stress that you will feel, but also on another hand, it's going to be quite good when it comes to your digestive system. Very good and very gentle. On another hand, I know I said millions of times, but I'm going to say it again, something to boost your immune system. It will be organic acerola cherry powder, 1 little glass of 1 teaspoon in a glass of water in the morning and in the evening every single day throughout the month. Organic acerola cherry powder, it's going to boost your immune system by increasing vitamin C levels beautifully, my gorgeous aquamarinis, beautifully. And also at the same time, it's going to help you with your gum healing, because your gums are going to be quite sensitive. On another hand, what else I was going to suggest is zinc, natural vitamin D, also very important. Natural zinc and vitamin D are both going to help you when it comes to the actual boosting your immune system, but also it's going to help you vitamin D, for example, with your bones as well. Very important. And if you could, just if you could, really sip on a little tea, one glass, if you 1 cup of tea, if you could have like a herbal tea, organic dandelion, organic nettle tea, are quite good to flush out the toxins out of the system, and it's something that you will really benefit from quite nicely. If you're on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, just check with your doctor, just check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now my gorgeous aquamarinis, now basically I'm going to see what is the very first date that is going to be quite important for you. Before that, I would like to suggest you to buy this. Bum, bum, bum. It's the basically sage. It's something that is going to be super powerful for you, in particular this month, because you're going to be spiritually like super open. On one hand, you're going to be receiving lots of informations from all around the place, from different sources. But then on another hand, you just become a little bit more vulnerable, you know, when you are like a psychically open like this. So dry sage would be absolutely superb to actually dry sage your home, and also if you can smudge yourself at the same time. If you feel like a little bit drained 3 days later, that's actually quite good, because it means that a certain amount of negative energy was accumulated within you, so the process of cleansing makes you like a little bit dried out, like tired, you know, and that's actually quite good, because after that you're going to feel brilliant. If you would like to buy this, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, and the link is at the bottom of my description basically. So now the very 1st of June, it's gonna feel wonderful, my gorgeous aquamarini, because it's just this particular date is gonna feel like an entry into completely into a completely different dimension. I really like it because it's all about your own success. It's about material attainment, you know, very good news you're going to hear about your own advantage, you know, and this is going to really reflect on your well-being. And also it's when it comes to your good health, you know, it's a very victorious, it's all going to be connected. This means to you so much, which means that you were worrying about certain stage, you were worrying about certain things in your life, that it affected you like so much that it actually started to drain your energy in many different ways, so it affected your health a little bit. So now this is an important moment in time when it comes to your good health, when it comes to victorious moment in time, because it's all about the victory, but most importantly it's difficulties coming to an end. You know, it's about the stability that you're going to have, but a certain wish that didn't work out before, it ended up as an unfinished business, and then you had to work on it a bit more. That is actually going to start working for you really nicely, because it caused like a lot of overburden feeling, you know, within the last but in particular within the last like 10 weeks, you know, it caused lots of overburden feeling, excessive pressures, you know, because it created the problems. And now you will know, my lord, this is brilliant, because problems are soon about to be resolved, you know, and it's all about an effort that you're gonna need to put in order to meet a certain goal. But you will know that you're already like halfway there, where you haven't been, like only like a couple of weeks prior to this situation. It's just all about the actual, you know, good news. There is an important, the 2nd of June now, the 2nd of June is going to be all about the actual good news, you know, and it's about the actual gain advancement. It's what you expected, but then at the end of the day, it's just going to be more about the actual promotion and recognition of the certain abilities, you know, an idea is going to be born here, and that in itself, it's also going to make you rather active and very, very determined. And it's to do with your own experience, it's to do with you want to do, it's to do how you want to express yourself and how you should be expressing yourself as well. Okay, the second important date is going to be the 19th of June. Pam 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 para pam 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 para pam 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 para pam 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 pam. Aquarius, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligned with Mars. Listen, do you know what, my God, it's Aquamarine. It's the 19th of June. It's like, oh my God, it's just something is going to surprise you, but it's just going to be so important, and it's the beginning of like some kind of journey that you're going to have here, but it's only going to be the beginning of, and it's going to be wonderful. The beginning of an important stage of an unfoldment. It's going to start with you feeling really great because someone is going to tell you a very, very important situation concerning you when it comes to the actual fairness, a very important moment in time when it comes to your justice. But this is a big thing. This is a big picture. This is looking at your own life from so many different angles. You know, this is going to be such a part, an important part, an integral part of a rather complex situation. But it's about a justice, an important justice, which is about to bring you a proper balance. At the same time, it's about a harmony, reward, you know, reward and sincere desire that you are going to have, and certain intentions are going to start here. But this is very important because at the same time, you're going to get an advice from somebody very insignificant in your life. And that is very important because it's going to help you to deal with the problem that caused a little bit of like a downfall and a little lack of success perhaps within the last few months. So this is all going to be connected to this justice situation, but at the same time the problem that you will have that was caused, it's also going to be connected to that other person who is going to give you a wonderful advice. This is all about the actual practical knowledge, and it's all about your own strength, and an important negotiation. It's also here going to take place. It's significant because you are going to need to be brave. Just remember, Aquamarine, you need to be brave. You need to be brave, and you will know exactly what I mean here. It's important because this is to do with you, and it's to do with your own capacity, because what is going to happen, this is going to be connected to an importance of a certain departure journey, and most certainly advancement, you know, into the unknown, but very important because it's to do with the success, new life, and new beginning. The third important date, sorry, my gorgeous Aquamarine, the third important date is the 28th, which is, I already mentioned, the 28th. Look, I just have a feeling I need to do this. I have a feeling I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I have a feeling I need to take an oracle card now. Na 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 na. Oh my God, you don't have to. Oh, never mind. Oh Lord, you see, freedom, freedom, freedom. Aquamarini, ni, ni, ni. Freedom, freedom. Listen, my baby, I know this is important. It's 28th of June and it's to do with your own freedom. This will be important. It's to do with your own freedom. So this will mean so much to you at that moment in time because it's going to set you free. You don't have to say you love me. It's important. Look, satisfaction, accomplishment, very important social relationships are going to take place. Lots of time for love, joy, devotion. Very important moment in time for happiness as well. But you are going to need to deal with a little bit of like help. You're going to need to help someone because somebody around you is going to be going through something very difficult. A person in your life who means to you a lot, and will be having some kind of conflict. So you're going to need to put a little bit of input in. It's very important. But the 28th of June, it's also going to bring you an important moment in time when it comes to the actual reconnection with somebody. Not to do with love, not to do with the old boyfriend, old girlfriend, or anything like that. But it's just a reconnection with somebody very important in your life. It's also going to not only going to help you to make a decision around the actual experience that you have, but it's to do with the experience that you have. But at the same time, you know, it's to do with what you're going to be told. It's going to protect you so beautifully, and it's going to give you security and power over the situation because it's going to help you to look at things from a slightly different level. You see, a slightly different angle. This is a very important moment in time because you are going to be told something, very important information in order to protect yourself. So this is quite a significant moment in time, my gorgeous Aquamarini. And also, you know, on the 28th of June, you're going to learn about somebody who's nice, somebody who's like a little bit of like a not a really somebody who's using people a little bit. So but you're not going to be completely surprised about it. It's just that not to go into any kind of like a deep connections with this person, or not to start something, not to give them too many informations, or not to, for that matter, give them any informations, you know, whatsoever. But it is going to be like some kind of like a person that it's not going to be nice. But then again, you will just kind of move away from that person. So karmically, something is also slowly going to come at the end here. The 28th of June, it's also going to be super important when it comes to the actual success, when it comes to the actual wise investment moment in time you will have when you will know exactly, my gorgeous Aquamarini, what wise investment I was and I am talking about. And you will see once you get to the actual to the actual 28th of June 2020. Another thing I was going to recommend is the actual labradorite crystal. I know I recommended this before, but it's very important because this will be the month when you are again going to be in touch with your subconscious mind, which means that you're going to be dreaming a lot. We dream every night, but we don't remember. We have astral projections every night, but we don't remember. You know, we do all these things while we are dreaming, while we are sleeping, because we have the big amount of brain, the huge amount of brain that it's not normally working while we are conscious. You know, only when we are subconscious, you know, the rest of the brain starts working. And this is when we become very deep, very powerful. And that's why we are part of all sorts of different dimensions. So it's important to follow what is on your mind the very first thing in the morning. It doesn't have to be necessarily that you remember your dreams. You may not, but it's still going to be the connection when you wake up your eyes within the first few minutes. You know, you're still pretty much connected to all sorts of dimensions. And when you have a sign like, oh, you should do this, pay attention, Aquamarini, pay attention, because if you have a moment, you open your eyes first thing in the morning and you have a moment in your something comes to you like, oh, maybe I should go and buy new candles or something like that. You go and buy new candles because along the way, along the lines, there is something else going to be there for you. There is somewhere else where you're going to find yourself at. There is something else that you're going to find out completely different. It's all about following the psychic channels in these particular ways. You can also hear like basically, or maybe it's giving you the message like in the morning, you just open your eyes and suddenly you think like, oh, maybe I should go and wash the floor. Maybe I should go and wash the window. Maybe I should go and wash the mirror or something. You know, you just go for it. It's not about what you're doing, but it's about following these orders from the deepest point of your subconscious mind, which is going to guide you somewhere very important, because there are informations that you will gather that you wouldn't normally gather. Labradorite is absolutely super important when it comes to our connection to our spirituality, when it comes to remembering our dreams, but also when it comes to like grounding ourselves in this particular way, so we are able to remember this and single out what is actually important to remember, what is actually important to go for and pay attention to. This labradorite is important to have by your bed, you know, where you sleep, you know, quite significant. If you would like to buy this, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, sorry, you're also supporting my channel as well, and the link is just like below at the bottom of the description. Okay, so now sorry. Na 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 na. Raise your vibration. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Yes, so the first part of June, my gorgeous aquamarine, it's all going to be about the actual little competition. The first week, it's going to bring a little competition, but this competition is going to be important for you to prove your point, but at the same time, it's going to create a bridge in between you and somebody else, and it's going to help you to avoid certain conflict. You see, it's important. On another hand, a team of people or a group of people is going to need your power. It's going to need your cleverness. It's going to need your intelligence. It's going to need your sacred energy. You know, your input is going to be needed. Your knowledge is going to be needed, and this will be important. The group of people will going through a certain problem, whether this is at work, whether this is at home, whether these are friends, the best people in your life. However, they are going to need your advice, need your attention, because it is going to come from you, and most certainly it's going to bring them the balance when there was imbalance indeed. On another hand, you know, the certain conflict that you had with somebody within the last 5 months, you know, the certain conflict that you had a little bit of conflict with somebody over the last 5 months, you know, it's actually going to have an important resolution, and this is all going to be down to you, and that is going to release you, and it's going to set you free in many different ways. Something very important is going to happen when it comes to your life, when it comes to your I'm making up words. When it comes to your when it comes to your future, okay? When it comes to your security and when it comes to your future, it's going to be an important moment that you are going to do, because a beautiful, important decision you will be able to make here when it comes to your future planning, and you weren't able to do this before. The second part of June, my gorgeous aquamarini, ooh la la, you will hear from the certain authority, from an authority figure to you, and it's going to be very good news. Okay, it's very important. It's going to put a big smile on your face. It's about your success. It's about you feeling rather womish. It's about you feeling rather powerful. This is going to help you to reflect on your life in such a different way, because it's to do with also unfinished business at some point, you know, in the past, not that long ago, which is about to have a flip-flop moment. Lovely. And it's going to become like a successful situation. Very important, because it's also going to pinpoint something down to you about your skill, what exactly you should be paying attention to. And there are two choices that are going to be very important that you should be very assertive about, and you're going to be uncertain. And guess what? Situation from the past, it's going to bring you an insight, because at the same time, Aquamarini, you know, when we feel a bit of a nostalgic time, you know, this is going to be a bit of a time to do with nostalgic, with the happiness, and this is going to bring lots of people from your life within you, and you're going to be thinking about them, and it's going to be really nice. There's going to be happy memories and happy things in life that are going to come to you, but it's all going to boil down to the certain vision at the same time, because this energy, it's also going to create other things around you, and it's going to make you feel powerful without even realizing, and it's going to bring you the actual courage, and it's going to help you out to make an important decision, you know, and normally you would feel weak and you would not know what to do, but now it's all about the strength, compassion that you're going to have, and also the control over the situation. It's beautiful because it's all about the balance that you're going to have. The third part of June, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you know, this is all about the balance that you're going to have, you know, and you will know that, you know, the certain progress, something that you have been working on, also it's to do with the actual, you know, like it's to do with the progress that it didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out, and it slowly came to an end. So this is just going to need from you to realize and recognize that it's time to move on from this. So it's quite a good moment of, like, I would say, like beautiful balance that you're going to have, that is going to provide you with this realization. It's about a certain illusion, you know, it's about a certain illusion, and the quicker you realize, the better it's going to be. The sooner you realize, the more powerful you are going to be. As soon as you realize, it's going to start shifting, like almost immediately at that moment, in that time, because it's going to create a time when you will contemplate. You're going to have a contemplation, and that contemplation is just going to be down to you reaching a very important moment of your optimism and happiness. You will know that this is the right thing to do, and somebody very beautiful in your life, like a spiritual person, like a spiritual guru, like a very important person in your life when it comes to your spirituality, it's actually going to confirm this to you. That person is going to play an important role, because I'm sorry, my babies, but the end of June is going to bring a little bastard situation. And a little bastard situation is to do with a little tower, but this little tower that you're gonna have, it's pretty much needed, you know. It's needed because if that little tower doesn't happen, then you would just be stuck in like a situation that you don't want to be stuck in anymore. It's important. So this is going to be a bit of a yin-yangy moment, like ooh la la, like there is no tomorrow, because it's pretty much needed to this needs to happen in order for you to move on, and in order for you to progress. So there will be a little bit of the situation that you will not expect will take place, and it will happen at the end of June, but it will be quite good because it's just going to redirect you a little bit, and that redirection, it's also going to make you to kind of like work on the certain adjustment and the certain management in your life. At the same time, it's going to be quite important. I really like it, and I'm quite excited here because, as I said, it's a bit of a yin-yang moment, but most certainly this tower is going to bring something very important in you. It's going to become like a bridge, you know, at the same time, the beginning of a promise, creativity, rebirth, but most certainly a wake-up call. A wake-up call is going to happen at the same time, and that is going to become your turning point. Look, you just need to trust yourself. Be open, Aquamarini, and trust yourself at the same time, and say how you feel. Be open. This will be very important, just to be completely open and say how you feel. Don't hold anything down, babies. Don't hold anything down, because this is going to be connected to your turning point, an absolutely remarkable turning point that you are going to have. And that in itself, that turning point that you are going to have, look, is just going to be completely the right thing to do. It's going to leave you in the situation where you wouldn't think that you're going to end up in, and it's also going to bring the new person into your life at the same time, a significant person. But the bottom line is, it's all about your own abundance, you see, and all about this beautiful vibration and energy that you are going to have at the same time. Because, you know, not only this is going to bring you the fulfillment, you see, beautiful, beautiful fulfillment, beautiful vibration and energy, but it's going to bring you an adventure. And that little adventure that you are going to have at the end of the month, at the end of June, it's also going to help you to discover something very important about yourself, but it's going to put you in touch with somebody very powerful, and that powerful realization and situation that you're going to have, it's also going to bring the certain courage and bravery out of you, because you're going to be part of the daring situation, something very daring, and that is going to be fantastic. Look at this. Na 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 na. Na 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 I'm sorry. It's about the potential, you see. It's going to boil down not only to the actual opportunity that is about to change your life, my gorgeous Aquamarini, but it's about your own potential as well. It's about your own potential, and which is just going to be absolutely remarkable, because it's just going to answer so many questions to you, and the things that didn't make sense, you know, most certainly over the last few months are going to start making sense now, like there is no tomorrow. Absolutely remarkable. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, I'm going to shuffle the cards. Now, I feel you need to have these ones. Aquamarini, you have a special cards. So now, basically, you are going to have these tarots. I had these as well for the last 257 years. I had them for years, seriously. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are in relationship. Ta-da-da, ta-ta-da-da, na-na-na-na-na-na. You don't have to say you love me. You see, that's it, Four of Swords. You see, you're going to have a little problem to sort it out, my gorgeous Aquamarine. For those of you in relationship, this is going to be an important moment in time, because karmically, you're going to need to sit down and you're going to need to discuss something, and you're going to need to come up with a solution to the problem. Because if you don't come up with a solution to this particular problem, now karmically, this is very important. Oh my Lord, if you don't come up with a solution to this problem, it's like not going to become worse. Like, I don't want to be like a dark Lala again, but it's not going to become worse, but it's just going to become very complex later on, and it's just going to end up dragging. But it is going to reflect on both of you, and it is going to bring some negativity if you don't sort it out. I don't want to sound too lower down, but it's just any problem or any issue that you have, you need to make sure that you actually sort this out now, and because if you sort it out this June, then that is going to bring you healing rather than something negative. You see, Nine of Wands, it's also very important to understand that, you know, it's a quite significant an important message, not message, it's quite significant and important decision you're both going to make at around the end of the month or by the end of the month. On another hand, you know, it is just basically your partner is going to have a quite important news when it comes to their own personal effort, when it comes to their own commitment to the certain task. They are going to have a really beautiful progress here as well. But they just need to remember, you know, they need to be firm, and they need to just keep going and keep going and keep going, because they are going to be tested. Your partner is going to be tested this month, whatever they do, wherever they find themselves at. All what they need to do is just make sure that they stay committed to the task at hand, but also, even most importantly, make sure they understand that the tact is necessary to maintain pace. The tact is necessary to maintain pace. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what is going to happen to those of you that are single and ready to mingle. Five of Swords, look at this. Most certainly, you know, it's a quite complex situation. So I think what is going to happen, there is karmically, Aquamarini, someone, for those of you that are single, it's two stages, yeah. One stage is you need to let someone go, because you I think maybe maybe you had a bit of a 90-90 standard with someone not that long ago. Maybe you had just kissy, or maybe you just fancied someone, you know. But it is just, the problem is that that person is like kind of not meant to be there. Whatever it happened with that person, it is just, now it is the past. So it's important that you understand that first of all, you're going to realize that someone slowly came to an end. So this is for those of you that are single anyway. So it means that you are like kind of subconsciously, maybe even consciously, you were like constantly picking on someone in particular. You wanted that particular person, but maybe that particular person is not going to be the right one. But the most important thing is that you kind of are not feeling like too crazy about that person anyway, and it is connected to some kind of maybe like a negative situation, or the situation that left a little bit of bitter taste in your mouth anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But on another hand, it's very important to say that, you know, you are going to make a very important decision so this month, and the decision that you're going to make, it's going to make you feel very happy and very mature and very powerful at the same time. That is an important moment that is going to happen to those of you that are single, because it's all, oh my God, Wheel of Fortune, you see, oh my Lord. For those of you that are single, my babies, you're not going to be single for too long, because you've got a willy here, you've got a Wheel of Fortune, willy of fortune, no, you've got a Wheel of Fortune, you've got a Wheel of Fortune here. And it's important because it means that, you know, you will make an important mature decision this month. And I said this before, you're going to be so proud of yourself. It's going to bring a great moment of honor. But on another hand, that is also going to put you in touch with a certain people, with a certain situation where you didn't think that you would find yourself at. And this is going to be very interesting, because at the same time something is going to happen. You see, it's the Wheel of Fortune, and it's going to require your response, and your response is going to be very good for two things. It's going to help you to make a conclusion to the problem, but on another hand, it's also going to start up the process and progress where you are going to start finding yourself being in the same element already, in the same dimension where that other person is. So for those of you that are single and ready to mingle, it's not going to be that long until you meet someone. It's not going to be this month, but this month is going to be absolutely super important, crucially important for you, going through all this situation here where you're going to find yourself being part of the situation where you didn't think that you're going to find yourself being part of, which is going to create a Wheel of Fortune moment where you're going to respond and you're going to surprise yourself. But the bottom line is, it's going to be really good. The bottom line is that you are going to find yourself being already in the same dimension and energy of that person who is about to walk into your life, and it's all going to be connected, and it's not even going to be this long. The Wheel of Fortune is a very important sign, especially if you do want to find someone, especially if you are looking for someone, especially if you want to be with someone and share your life with someone. Wheel of Fortune is a very important sign to have, in particular when it comes to everything else I have said and I've mentioned so far. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. Okay, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.